I am Lizzy with Long Distance Gamers. We are a group of friends who play games remotely due to us living in different states. Today I will be talking about Shakespeare. What do I think about it? And more importantly, how do we play it remotely? Now before we get started, there are two different sides. The running side, they for sure have a copy of the game and they play the game mostly like normal. The remote side may or may not have a copy of the game. We will be going over how the remote side sets up and how the remote side responds to the game. So this is Shakespeare's setup for remote play. We have divided all of the chits into their different piles by the number, as well as we have stacked the cards. The Queen's Favors cards, I have just put in one stack. I have put like cards together so that they're easily able to pull out. And then we have the other cards in stacks of 1, 3, and 5 cards. Once those are complete, the running side will go ahead and determine the order of these randomly. Then they will specify which ones of these come out. Unfortunately, not all of them have names like this guy does, but they are fairly easy to tell. So like this one would be the 3 Seamstress, the 3 Builder, the 3 Gold Guy, and then of course the 3 Actor, and we just refer to the name, which is Iago. And then we have the 1 Helper. Once we're done with the cards, then we come up here to these 2 areas. There are of course 9 tokens in there. We always start with this side. You could start with either side. We have 3 1s, 3 2s, 2 purple 3s. Notice how there's purple 3s and gold 3s. This is the only time that it matters what color they are. And then a 5. And then for the squares, we have 2 1s, 2 2s, a purple 3 and a gold 3, 2 4s, and a 5. Once all sides have set these up, we are good to go. I just keep track of my board. I have their action cylinders by their individual colors, and then this so that I can put it in for the cards that they take. If they do take cards, I just set them over by the side, so that way they're out of the game. They can be taken into consideration at the end of the game. For betting for the actions, because it's remote play, I always just cover it and then take however much I want into my hand and then just keep my hand over the others until it's time to reveal, and then you show however many you have. And then I just put mine there and then say Brixby did 2 and Kitty did 3 as well. So then Brixby would get to move up here, and then he would also get a point. For doing the actions, this, you just state which one you want to do. So for instance, I want to do 2 red. I could just say 2 red, or I could say 1 red and 1 yellow, for instance. This one, we just go ahead and do it. And then this is the end of the round. We would achieve that. For this guy, we have to be a little bit more specific. So we would just state what we're gathering. So if I want this 2 and this 2, I would say I would take a square 2 and a circle 2, because I can take up to 4. And then I will go ahead and put this one on the Shakespeare. For placing the square, it doesn't matter which one of this side is 1 or 5. You just will say, I want to place it on number 2. I will also state what row you're doing. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. So I would want to put it in station 2 of row 1. So of course, before I flip it over, I would get the benefit, which is a coin. And then flip it over. And the reason why it doesn't matter if you agree which side is 1 or not is because it is the same all the way up. It is symmetrical. For the queen, you would either state that you want the coins or you want the cards. If you want the coins, all sides that are keeping track would just give you the coins. If you want the cards, whichever side is running the game would take 3 cards and hold it up. When they show you those cards, you would go ahead and go through yours until you reach those 3 cards, pull them all out, and then decide which one you want. So I want this one, for instance. So I just remember which one that one is. The running side will again hold them up to the camera if they put them down. And then you would just agree. This time you do have to agree on which side is 1. So 1, 2, and 3. You would just say, I want the number 2 card. The running side would go ahead and grab that and put that in your area. And then the other cards get returned to the deck. So when we get the workers, we go ahead and put them up. See, this one doesn't have any worker placement, so I would just put him in the middle and then of course put my thing there. However, if I wanted to get an actor, I would just put them on whichever side. So this one would go on this side while this one would go on this side. And of course, you just fit them in however you can fit. Once the round ends, whatever benefit you get, you'll just vocalize if you have a choice. So if this is where I would end up, I would have to choose which one of these I'd want to go up one. So I would choose the yellow, for instance. However, if I was over here, I would have to just vocalize which one I want to go down one. The game continues on until the end of the 6th round. You count up your points, you take away points for not having enough money, and then you determine the winner. So that is how you play Shakespeare remotely. As you can see, most of it is just setting up the chits so that they're in individual piles, and then just having the running side tell you which ones come out instead of pulling them out of the bag. The most difficult part is the characters themselves, specifying which ones they are. But once you play it more, your group will have their own names for them. As far as ease of play with only one copy, it is a little bit harder with being able to see everything that everybody has. If you do only have one copy, whichever sides do not have a copy, would write down on boogie boards what they have. For the betting, they would just put fingers up to the screen once everybody says go. And then you can determine it that way. And then they would just specify which ones they want to make exhausted at the end of a round. This is a beautiful game, and it is a really easy game to transition from normal in-person play to remote play. This is one I see my group playing again and again very soon. But until next time, have fun and be you. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to hear from you.